There is a book that shaped the ancient world's understanding of angels, demons, evil, and judgment. A book quoted in the New Testament. A book treasured at Qumran, preserved in Ethiopian scripture, and studied by some of the greatest minds of early Christianity. Yet most Bible readers have never heard of it. It is called the Book of Enoch. And at its heart stands one of the most dramatic, theologically loaded stories in all of ancient literature, the fall of the Watchers. The Book of Enoch is not a single document. It is a collection of ancient Jewish writings, composed primarily between the 3rd and 1st centuries BCE, built around the mysterious biblical figure of Enoch, the 7th patriarch from Adam, of whom Genesis says, "He walked with God, and then he was gone." Ancient Jewish writers took that silence as an invitation. Where did Enoch go? What did he see? The Book of Enoch answers those questions with extraordinary detail, describing Enoch's journeys through the heavens, his encounters with archangels, his visions of final judgment, and most critically for our story, his role as witness to one of the most catastrophic events in cosmic history. Fragments of this book were found among the Dead Sea Scrolls, placing it in circulation by at least the 2nd century BCE, with roots scholars trace even further back. The Book of Enoch, specifically the section known as the Book of the Watchers, composed as early as the 3rd century BCE, takes that Genesis doorway and throws it wide open. The Watchers, called Irin in Aramaic, meaning those who are awake, those who watch, were an elite class of heavenly beings assigned to oversee the earth. They were not ordinary angels. They were sentinels of creation, guardians of the cosmic boundary between the divine realm and the human world. But 200 of them, led by a chief named Shemihazah, descended onto the summit of Mount Hermon and swore a binding oath together. They would take human women as wives. The very name Hermon comes from a Hebrew root meaning set apart for destruction, devoted under a curse. The place itself announced the catastrophe. When the Watchers took human women, children were born, and what was born defied the categories of creation itself. According to 1 Enoch, these offspring were giants, monstrous in size, hybrid in nature, creatures whose very existence violated the order God had established between heaven and earth. Their bodies were enormous. Their appetites were limitless. When the crops and livestock of humanity were exhausted, they turned to cannibalism. When the earth could no longer sustain them, they turned against each other. The word the Bible uses to describe them is itself the subject of debate among scholars. Some link it to a Hebrew root meaning to fall, making them the fallen ones. Others connect it to a causative form, those who cause others to fall. Either way, the word carries ruin. And here is the theological pivot the research makes clear. Their existence was not merely a biological anomaly. It was a cosmological catastrophe, living proof that creation's boundaries had been shattered. The Watchers did not only corrupt humanity through these unions, they also corrupted humanity through what they taught. The Book of Enoch presents two traditions woven together. Shemihazah led the physical descent and the sexual transgression, but his colleague Azazel committed what the text treats as an equally devastating crime. He taught. Azazel revealed the forging of swords, knives, shields, and breastplates. He taught the arts of cosmetics and ornamentation, associated in the text with seduction and vanity. Other Watchers revealed the secrets of astrology, the signs of the moon and stars, and the arts of magic and divination. The theological argument is stark. Humanity was not yet spiritually equipped to handle this knowledge. The violence spread. The corruption deepened, until the earth itself could bear it no longer. And the cries of humanity rose before the throne of heaven. The flood came, and the age of the giants was over. But something survived. This is where the Book of Enoch provides one of the ancient world's most remarkable demonologies. When the physical bodies of the giants were destroyed, either in the flood or in the mutual slaughter that preceded it, their spirits did not die. They could not ascend to heaven because they were not fully heavenly. They could not return to the earth because they were not fully earthly. They were trapped between worlds, condemned to roam the surface of creation, to afflict humanity, to cause disease and disorder until the final day of judgment. According to Enoch, these disembodied hybrid spirits are the demons. This is where evil learned to haunt. The early Christians took this seriously. The Epistle of Jude, writing in the New Testament itself, quotes directly from 1 Enoch. 2 Peter mentions the chaining of fallen angels in Tartarus, 2 Peter 2 verse 4. The Church Fathers, including Justin Martyr, Tertullian, and Irenaeus, treated the Book of Watchers with near-canonical reverence. They used it to explain why the pagan gods of Rome demanded blood sacrifices. Those gods, they argued, were the very demonic offspring of the Watchers, still deceiving humanity. It was not until the 4th century that theologians like Augustine and Julius Africanus pushed back, arguing that the sons of God in Genesis 6 were not angels at all, but the righteous lineage of Seth. That reinterpretation pushed the Watchers' tradition to the margins of Western Christianity. But the story does not end here. When the Watchers descended, and these unions occurred, children were born. The Bible calls them the Nephilim, heroes of old, men of renown. And for 2,000 years, scholars, theologians, and Bible readers have asked the same urgent question: what exactly were they? Were they truly hybrid beings, part angel, part human? What does the Hebrew word Nephilim actually mean? What does Genesis intend us to understand? In our next episode, we will fully explore that question, examining what the ancient texts, the Hebrew language, and careful biblical scholarship actually say about the identity of the Nephilim. The answer may be more surprising and more theologically significant than you expect.